What's going on, everybody? Soliaka here. Well, this place in Texas, it's called, I believe it's pronounced Aransas, Texas. I'm going to get you caught up real quick. This is involving CJ Grisham and his client. So let's get caught up, and then we'll talk more here in a minute.
But I'm going to say this first as the first warning. During council meetings, members of the public shall not engage in shouting, unruly behavior, defamation, personal affronts, profanity, or threats of any kind. Comments from the audience shall be addressed to the mayor and council. Citizens who violate these rules will be asked to cease the violation, and if the violation continues, you will ask to leave the meeting. I'm not going to put up with any defamation of character.
That's not defamation, that's a fact.
I don't care.
You
I'm
have
not
to
going
care.
to put up with no profanity or anything. You either act like an adult and speak right to everybody that's here, and you have the privilege to speak your mind for 3 minutes.
You work for me, boy. You need to remember that.
Go ahead.
That's your warning. Oh, I don't give a crap what you say. You can.
Okay, now.
There it is again.
I can talk like that. It's a First Amendment right.
You are violating the rules of the court.
See, Branson,
You are
what
ordered
First
to leave
Amendment
the
right did I
meeting.
violate?
Out.
No, I'm not. He's the
I'm not
cop.
going to
You
deal
tell
with
me.
it. I'm not.
What First Amendment right did I violate?
I'm not. You're either going to
I'm
respect
asking
this
you a
place or
question.
you're going to be asked to walk out.
Am I under duress of arrest?
You're going to go to jail if you.
I'm going to be arrested.
Let's
Fine.
go.
Okay.
Oh, I can go. Mr. Mayor, City Council, my name is CJ Grisham. I'm a civil rights attorney here in Texas, and what I just witnessed was a violation of Mr. Followell's rights.
Clearwater, I hope you're watching. Pay attention. This is very important for you to understand. Don't forget, I told you.
Let me read something to you. Arresting someone in retaliation for the exercise of free speech rights is sufficient to chill speech as an understatement. This is Beck v. City of Upland. Arguing, even if done loudly with a profane or offensive language will not, in and of itself, constitute disorderly conduct. That's Payne v. Pauley. Swear words do not provide probable cause for an arrest for disorderly conduct because the words, as a matter of law, are not fighting words. Johnson v. Campbell. I could go on, Mr. Mayor. Your rules of decorum are unconstitutional, and they're setting the city up, you individually, for liability. Now, you will be seeing a letter from me, a demand letter for violating my client's rights just now, because he has the right to say bitch, whatever.
Oh.
He has the right to say all of those words because it is a First Amendment right. You can't do anything about it. Let me tell you something. The law has long established that arresting an individual for publicly displaying vulgarities violates the First Amendment. That's the Cohen case, 1969. Indeed, the Supreme Court recently held that a public school violated the free speech rights of a cheerleader by suspending her when she said things like school, softball, cheer, everything. Then there was another, that's Mahoney Area School District v. BL. There's also Eachus v. Steelman saying that a police officer was not entitled to qualified immunity for arresting a plaintiff who said, you. Did you hear that?
Here we go.
No qualified immunity. So I can say throughout my entire 3 minutes, I can say again, and I can say again, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's called expressive speech. We are allowed to express ourselves. We are allowed to talk about what we think about you. If I think you, Mr. Mayor, are a tyrant, I can say that. If I think the city manager is a piece of shit, I can say that. It's protected. This is the case law. I don't give a shit what you think. The law is right. You escort me out, I'll sue you as well, Mr. Mayor.
Do whatever you want.
This is the law right here. And if these chiefs come out here and pull me out of this meeting, you had better read this, chief, because he's telling you to break the law.
Mayor, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Mayor.
You can take him
Now,
out.
where'd that coward Kerry Scruggs go?
You go out.
Where'd the coward Kerry Scruggs go?
Take him out.
Is my 3 minutes up?
You're gone.
Is my, what am I gone for? What am I gone for? No, no. His rules of decorum violate the law.
Goodbye. You're going to go to jail for disrespect.
Oh, you're going to arrest me? Oh, you're going to arrest me? Okay, so under the threat of arrest, you just violated my right.
Okay.
You guys might read this case law. You're
One of you better read this case law. None of you have qualified immunity.
Sue already.
Okay, in that case, all right, here. Let me get everybody's badge numbers.
Now, I covered this story about 2 months ago, and, you know, through all the motions and whatnot, we are now in a position, or CJ and his client are now in a position that they are filing a lawsuit and they are serving it to them. I want you to pay attention. Like you heard in the clip, the mayor said it, and the police chief just said, hey, just sue us. Well, this is the most epic way to get people served. And yes, when I go to serve Clearwater, this same thing's about to happen. It's going to happen to them at a council meeting, and it's freaking epic. So, like I said, make sure you go over to CJ Grisham. I will leave links in the description below. Show him some love and let him know the Armed Fisherman sent you. And yes, let's keep on rooting for CJ, because this is powerful. This is going to make a difference.
Good. Ms. Scruggs, you can stay. I'm not going to be saying fuck a lot this time. I owe you some apologies. One, for the way I dress. As a professional, I've neglected to come to these meetings appropriately dressed, perhaps not looking like your definition of a professional. I've worn t-shirts, I've worn hoodies, when such royalty as yourself deserves Sunday best. After all, I think the mayor said it best when he said we should treat this place with the same decorum as we would a church. Unfortunately, I don't have the access to the city's credit card that the chief does. I can't buy a $1,200 suit. And I ignored the fact that you are to be worshiped in this temple of government, not held accountable. I apologize. Number two, for the way I talk. I didn't realize that being way down here in southern Texas, it's entirely possible that word of the ratified 1791 Constitution that included the First Amendment might not have hit these parts yet, and that you're supposed to obey them. I meant to bring a copy for each of you, but my scribe ran out of parchment paper, molted flight feathers, a quill, and an inkwell. I apologize. I apologize for the company I keep. Chief Blanchard tried to warn me long ago during a meeting that he recorded and hasn't yet released that Mr. Followwell was a criminal. I should be careful with whom I associate. Apparently criminals aren't allowed to have attorneys or something like that. But we'll find out soon enough. I should have listened. I didn't take the time to see things from a tyrant's perspective. I apologize. But all that changes now. Chief Blanchard was right. Anyone can Google stuff. Anyone can quote case law. We just didn't have the facts. We've just been wrong all this time when we spoke to you about gun rights, when we spoke to you about free speech, when we spoke to you about warrantless searches and faulty warrants based on no probable cause. When we demanded equal treatment of the law, we were just wrong. When we tried to educate you on the meaning of rubbish. By the way, just look in a mirror. After all, Chief Blanchard has been a cop for 24 years now. You all have been tyrants your whole life. Who are we to ignore this experience? Maybe you are the ones that are right all along. Last time I was here, Chief Blanchard gave me some advice, and I'm finally going to obey. It's important to respect and obey our police chiefs. They know better than anyone in this room what is good for us. They're smarter alone on their worst days than all of us are collectively on our best days. Otherwise, surely you wouldn't keep this guy employed as your police chief, right? So I'm taking the advice he gave me when he threatened to arrest me last time I was here for daring to read the words of the Supreme Court. When he said, "Stop talking and just sue me." Okay, Chief, here we go.
3 minutes are up.
These are your lawsuits.
Good job, CJ. Good job, CJ. Jason Followwell, your nemesis. How are y'all doing, guys?
You might want to get you a new attorney because you have a First Amendment right too, and you're allowed to talk to people. That guy's full of shit. With that said, your minutes. Mr. Ram Gomez, you can get up here and talk for more than 3 minutes. You say please, not will. And if you would like to go back in time, I'll go back to time when this dumbass right here got up and he talked on 3:15:21. And I am talking my 3 minutes. Please shut up. All right, 3:15:21. You let that man talk for 16 and a half minutes at this podium. He's not a citizen, but in citizens' comments, he got to talk for 16 and a half minutes about your dad, Jason. That guy right there got up and defamed your dad. No defamation, right? You let him do it. Anyway, it says please, so I'm going to continue talking after my 3 minutes, just like that man did, unless you would like to violate my 14th Amendment right, sir. With that said, you violated my First Amendment right today when I wanted to talk about an agenda item and you refused to let me. That could also pertain to a 14th Amendment right since you let other people get up here and talk. Get a new lawyer. Anyway, let's discuss Chief Blanchard's continual harassment and your continual harassment against the church in town. But you'll get up here and pray to God, won't you? You have your mommy come up here and pray to God. You go harass the church. Anyway, this man right here uses HB 1925 to harass this church, saying they can't camp there. Made up a rule about 51% public place, yada, yada, yada. With that said, he tries saying that's a new law. It's not. It's been in effect for 3 years now. HB 1925, the definitions is what he's using for a public place to harass these people. What he doesn't tell them is the rest of the definitions explain that is a political subdivision, which is a separate legal entity of the state. That's private property, buddy. You don't own it, do you? You're not the manager of it? I didn't think so. Section 4805, prohibiting camping, provides that the person commits an offense if the person intentionally or knowingly camps in a public place without the effective consent of the officer or agency. It's not designed for private property, you moron. Having the legal duty of the authority to manage the public place. Is the church owned by you guys? No, so leave them alone and quit harassing them. I hope she sues your ass too. Thus, granting Pound Cake the authority to manage the property? No, you don't manage the property. All you are is a lying tyrant, and I call you out on it every single time. Be ready, YouTube. This one's going to be great. Didn't think so. I would have. You play checkers, dude. Play chess, or get a better team. Like y'all suck. I beat y'all by myself every time. You got a new lawyer, and he keeps messing up. Like y'all are a joke. Anyway, I will continue to contest this council's blatant harassment against our citizens who aren't in your circle. And the hateful disrespect of all our constitutional rights from you people. You even target churches and the homeless. Pathetic. See you guys on YouTube. Oh, by the way, you've been served. Stone Cold Steve Austin's in the house, baby.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.